Hey everybody, this GeoGebra link that I shared with you does a great job of displaying how to find a cross-section from a three-dimensional shape. And so there's a bunch of different shapes that we talk about right down here with prisms, rectangular prisms, triangular prisms, pyramids, cylinders, cones, spheres, all the different shapes that we discuss are all listed right here. And here's how we can use this resource. So if I look at triangular or rectangular prisms right here. So here you have a prism, like a box, and if I find a cross section of it, what that means is I'm slicing right through it. And you see this like kind of plane right here. It's kind of a blue color. Is slicing through this box, and where it slices it, that shape, that orange shape, is called the cross section. And what I can do is I can manipulate this cross section by moving this one way or another. I can rotate the plane vertically or leave it horizontal. I can rotate it, kind of around this way, and I can also move the rotate or move that plane up and down. So when you take a cross section from a rectangular prism, you see that the shape of this cross section right now is a rectangle, and I can create different shapes depending on how I however this looks. So if I bring this up, so I still have rectangles if I do this, but if I rotate the plane like this way, now I end up getting this. Now watch, I can even change the view that I'm looking at it. So right now it's going to look more like a triangle, you see, because I'm kind of like slicing through the corner of this prism. Okay. Now, so there's one example of doing a cross section. So I'm just kind of like slicing right through that solid. Okay, let's take a look at some triangular prisms. So if I have a triangular prism right here, right now, if I'm slicing through this kind of parallel to the bases, the triangle bases, the shape of the cross section is also a triangle. But I can create different shapes depending on where the cross section is. See, if I rotate the cross section vertically, here I have a triangle still, but now I have a rectangle, because now the shape of the cross section is kind of the same shape as this face of the prism, and it's a rectangular shape now. And I can create a bunch of different things depending on how I cut through this. Okay, how about a pyramid? And so if I take a pyramid and I cut through it horizontally, then the shape of the cross section is the same as the shape of the base. So since this is a rectangular pyramid, the cross section shape is the same as the rectangle base. But if I rotate my cross section vertically, see, now I can get kind of like a trapezoid shape. You see how I've got a side here that's parallel to the side there. So I get like a trapezoid shape. Or if I go all the way vertical, now I can make a triangle, or I can kind of move this thing one way or another and get a get other kinds of shapes. So like I can get a triangle if I go this way. If I look at it from the other side, see how I've got a triangle that way. So there's a lot of different ways that we can kind of cut through that shape to get this. Let me move my face out of the way. So how about if I take a look at a cylinder? See, this is one that a lot of people have some trouble with. I'm going to move myself back over here because, see, I can get a circle from a cylinder when I make my cross-section parallel to the circular bases. But what a lot of people don't see is if I make my cross-section vertical, now I actually end up with a rectangle, because the cross-section of this cylinder is going to be a rectangle this way. But I can also make kind of like really different shapes out of this. Have something that looks like circular on one edge and flat on the other edge when I cut through it this way. There's a so there's another different shape. How about a cone? So a cone I can create a circle from a cone. I could rotate this and have a shape where it has like a flat edge on one side and a curve on the other, kind of like a parabola. If I rotate it totally vertically, then I have a triangle. If I cut through the cone right down the vertex, so you've got a triangle that way. So there's a lot of different shapes that you can create from a cone. But instead of having a note sheet, I thought I would just share this resource with you, and so that when you try some of these practice problems of cross sections, you can come back to whatever shape it is that you're looking at and decide how, if you cut through it certain ways by just manipulating these things here, and you can change the color of the plane and things like that. But that way you can see how this works. If I move the shape one way or another, you can kind of manipulate that. Okay, so if you need a little extra help with this, come back to this resource. I provided the link in the outline, and then you can just kind of play around with it yourself. Have a great day.